5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live. All right. What's up, y'all? This is a special edition of 4TL of Wrestling. It's your boy Flex Washington.
It's the shooting star.
Yeah, and you can tell our voices are dead because we're excited for today. We're trying to get our tea and honey on, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. So we're just going to go down the list of the things that we have watched today, especially Saturday Night Main Event, and just react to it. So the first thing was just the environment in the State Farm Arena was really infectious. It seemed like the crowd was ready for, everything and anything to happen. And that is what a wrestling arena should be like, a wrestling environment should be like. So just from Jump Street, it was a great environment. What did you think about it, though?
I felt the same. Excuse me. Atlanta really knows how to make noise. They know how to be excited for an event. And I can say that for the events that we've gone to, that WWE has had in Atlanta, it's been full of life, full of energy, to the point that it almost gives you a PLE vibe, even if it's just a regular Monday Night Raw. So they definitely brought it tonight. We brought it tonight.
We definitely brought it tonight.
And that's without paying for a $7 water bottle.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So State Farm, this is a PSA, whatever. Y'all need to lower them prices on whatever it is, but because of things that are probably out of our control, they can't do anything about it. But look, what about $7 is crazy.
The Sony at that too.
The Sony at that. So horrible, not great. So we started off actually pretty hot tonight. It was Drew and Randy. Drew McIntyre, but they were also Drew was flagged by the Maverick Logan Paul, and Randy was flagged by award-winning, country, pop, gospel star, Christian music star, Jelly Roll. So, what ended up happening in the match was Randy won, which is great. RKO, obviously. Logan Paul tried to get involved. Jelly Roll got into it and stopped that from happening. 1, 2, 3, Randy wins. And then all hell breaks loose. Yeah, so what ended up happening was Jelly Roll, I actually forgot what happened. Can you remind me what happened? Go ahead.
So right after the match ended, Logan Paul knocked Randy out.
I do remember
with a punch, and then he just hovered over Randy talking trash. Jelly Roll had that moment of, I should probably do something about this, and he got involved, and then he ate a Claymore by Drew McIntyre afterwards.
Which we kind of was joking about, like, you think Drew's going to Claymore Jelly Roll? Like, is that actually going to happen?
And boom.
And it did happen. So, yeah. And then, obviously that had ramifications because Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis came out and was livid at both of those.
They were hot.
Randy was very apologetic to Jelly Roll. I brought you out here and this is what happens. I'm so sorry. But what we have now is we have a SummerSlam tag team match because Jelly Roll said he is with it all and he wants a piece of Drew McIntyre. He wants a piece of Logan Paul. So this is going to officially be a SummerSlam match in New York, New Jersey at the MetLife. So quick reaction to that. Personally, I don't really care about it. I'm going to watch it, obviously, but, I would like to see how Jelly Roll gets better in the ring, with about 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks of training. And we don't know how much he'd been trained before then, but I would like to see how much he does. Hopefully he does like a Uranagi or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Knee-jerk reaction. Who asked for this?
TKO.
And I like Jelly Roll's music, but like who asked for this? At least if they had gotten like a professional athlete involved, I could say, you know what, they at least have the build to compete, since, well, a lot of these superstars were former athletes anyway.
Right.
But I know that WWE is a weird world sometimes, but how does this even make sense? If I was Jelly Roll, I want no parts of Drew McIntyre. That man is a huge, built, just workhorse. And Logan Paul, I mean, listen, he's not some scrawny little kid either.
Right.
He's someone who can go. He's someone who has a mean streak. It's obviously for views. It's for headlines. It's continuing WWE's mainstay in the mainstream. But who asked for this, and why?
Right. Yeah. Just, I think TKO just wants to make it so that they can reach more people. So we'll see how that works and see if the numbers add up with that. So secondly, the second match was the United States Championship match between Solo Sikoa, who was the champion, and Jimmy Uso, who was the challenger. My immediate reaction to the match was it was a good match. I think, obviously, I don't know if we ever had a Solo versus Jimmy one-on-one match. So it was nice to see the two brothers, the little brother, obviously Solo, and the big brother Jimmy, duke it out. There was the parts of the match where Solo was just attacking Jimmy's back. He was just doing backdrops, Uranagis on the outside. And I was just like, I just kept thinking, Rikishi's going to probably beat him when he gets home. He's going to bring that belt out. And he's like, told you about beating your brother like that.
I've been telling you for years.
Right. But no, in all seriousness, I think that it was a good match. I think that, obviously Solo won. Solo beat Jimmy 1, 2, 3 with the help of Tala Tonga. He has really been putting his stamp on things now. So I like that. And then we had a return of Jacob Fatu, who was obviously, in his Jacob Fatu garments, shirt, the frilly Scully ski mask, shiesty, whatever y'all want to call it. And he was ready for it all. And he was taking them out. He took out Jason Mateo. He took out, Tonga Loa. And then we had the stare down between Tala Tonga and Jacob Fatu. So I'm guessing that's probably going to be either a main event SmackDown match, or if they can build it up to be a little one-on-one SummerSlam match. We'll see how that goes. But your immediate reaction to the U.S. title match?
To give them a little credit, or to give them a little benefit of the doubt, they really try to treat Saturday night's main event as if it's not a PLE.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I kind of look at it like this match could have main evented SmackDown.
Right.
And I'd be completely fine with it happening exactly the way it played out. Mm-hmm. But because Saturday night's main event is also, a PLE light,
right?
I still feel like it worked for the show.
Yeah.
Jimmy did some cool stuff. His variation of like whisper in the wind to like all of them, I thought that was a really cool spot. You had asked a question of not knowing if they've had a one-on-one match before, but I don't know if they have. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they've seen each other in tag team action numerous times, but I think just for the fact that they're brothers, they've probably trained together. They've, wrestled like just siblings do. So it just seems like this wasn't the first time they had a one-on-one match.
Right.
So I think it was a solid match. Nothing that is like extremely memorable. Mm-hmm. One thing that you did say that kind of made me chuckle is that you said the return of Jacob Fatu.
He's been out for like 2 weeks.
It's been 8 days? He didn't show up on SmackDown.
Yeah, that was it.
Like, oh my gosh, he's out. But then he showed up the next night. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, obviously, just being there, it was just happy to hear the music and then see
Mhm.
him do all his mannerisms. Yada I mean.
Got it. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed that wholeheartedly because I've never seen it before, so I'm glad that I was able to see it this time.
Right.
There was a little intermission. It might have been actually before the U.S. title match, but there was, they were showing basically the Evolution stars. Start off with Io Sky, then they showed Rhea Ripley, and then they
Right.
showed Jade Cargill. Now, after they showed Jade Cargill, she got jumped. She got jumped by Naomi, and they had a little brawl. And that was a brawl, like just back and forth. Jade hit her with
Yeah.
the meanest forearm, darn near punch. I was like, dang, she's trying to knock her a block off. But Nick Aldis was tired of the back and forth, and he said, I was trying to get you guys to do it in a civilized manner, but you know what? It's not going to be civilized manner no more. You're getting a special guest referee, and that special guest referee is going to be Bianca Belair, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. So this is why I don't have a voice right now, ladies and gentlemen. Identify as yes, this is why. I'm excited for tomorrow. Unfortunately, hopefully I don't know. We might see her in the battle royal, but if she's not in the I don't think she might be in the battle royal now.
It's not looking like it anymore.
Which
I feel like she would have been a surprise, and now it won't be.
It won't be a surprise. Yeah, this is unfortunate. So, but your immediate reaction to now Bianca Belair being the special guest referee for the match tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
The plot thickens.
Plot thickens indeed. No pun intended.
He said it.
I said it.
That's you know what? I really like this. If you want to call it a segment, I really enjoyed it because, again, when you watch wrestling as long as we do, it's kind of difficult sometimes to give us the, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting this moment. And even though Naomi has shown that whenever she gets a chance, she's gonna beat up Jade Cargill, or at least try to.
Yep.
You didn't think it was gonna happen then.
Nah.
And it was perfect. And honestly, I think it woke up State Farm Arena just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because, with the Jelly Roll stuff, it didn't really get the reception that I think they were looking for. Because it's like, again, who wants this? Jimmy, Solo, okay, cool. Like we said, solid, nothing over the top.
Yeah.
And then you had this little break, and it was like, oh, at first I thought Nick Aldis was gonna have the match right then and there.
I thought so too, bro.
And I was like, oh, so this is how we get the fifth match. But nah, man, like Bianca coming out, I was hyped.
Yeah.
I was really excited. So I have nothing bad to say about that segment. It seemed real. The brawl was dope. It made both women look strong, because it's funny because men are trying to restrain them and it doesn't work.
It's not working. Right.
And Bianca, I just want to talk about Bianca for a second.
Hey, take your time, bro. I'm gonna give you time to talk about Bianca now.
So since we were there, we can see when they cut to commercial, and when that segment technically was over. But Bianca did not. There's a difference between Bianca's reaction to Nick Aldis naming her as a special guest referee for this match versus the Io versus Rhea match earlier in the year. Didn't want it. I'm not no referee. I don't know how to do this. There wasn't a look of disappointment, disapproval. It almost makes it seem like, I welcome this. And it gets me very, very intrigued because, hey, things change last minute. And I'm not saying that Naomi was not going to win had this stipulation not been added. But if the consensus was that Jade was going to win, now this seems very, very interesting, throwing a little monkey wrench. And you don't know how Bianca's going to involve herself in some things. But someone as high profile as she is, anything can happen. For me, as if I needed to look forward to Evolution more, you've got my attention.
I'm just going to end this part with the thing that's you're not gonna like what I'm about to say.
Even in this video, you're gonna do this to me?
Oh. Of course, yes. Even in this video, Mastermind. So the MESTER, whatever how you say Mastermind, not Mastermind, but Mastermind. That's all I'm gonna say. EST Mastermind, indeed.
Listen, you called this maybe even before 2025. So I told you I got on board with it.
Yeah,
got on board with it.
You did. You just had to get the storyline. You said it has to make sense. So
it has to make sense.
We'll see if she does what I think, which is to if be turn heel. I don't know. We're gonna see tomorrow. If Bianca turns heel tomorrow, there's going to be some booing, but there's going to be some proud people be like, yes, finally we get a Bianca that's not just a happy-go-lucky face. Like she shows a different side, which I am one of those people. I want to see a different side of Bianca. I will love Bianca if she's a heel, face, manager, referee. Bianca is going to do no wrong in my mind. So that's just, you know.
And if you think we need tea tonight, we'll need tea even more tomorrow night.
I'm going to have to bring tea I'm going to have to sneak tea inside the State Farm Arena, truth be told. Like just bring a tea bags and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. So this next match, this next match made me want to do this because I just wanted to, and obviously Shooting Star is also going to follow up and really just duplicate my sympathies. You know, Seth Rollins, if you ever see this, if somebody ever shows you this or whatever, we are at the 4TL family. We just want to extend our condolences and hope for a speedy recovery, because this match was a great match between LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Like we were excited.
It felt like a PLE match.
Felt like a PLE match. It felt like, and the thing is, and I was telling you this while we were like after the fact, Seth Rollins was doing like old moves where you were like, wow,
yes,
that's like old Seth Rollins. That's like, authority Seth Rollins. Obviously we didn't see no Phoenix Splash or anything like that, but
maybe it was coming.
We don't know. That's the thing. But we remember like Seth Rollins when he was just doing moves after moves after moves, leg moves, and just and then when the knee went out, you're like, damn, like now he has to change his whole career. Like honestly, what I'm thinking about, and I thought about this while I was driving home, bro, was it's like that. It's like D-Rose. It's literally like D-Rose, where it's like, oh my God, he's so athletic, he does everything, and then just one injury, and now he has to change his whole game up. I hate that. I hate it. I despise it. And it's like, we were thinking maybe it's a work, maybe it's, maybe he'll cash in on this next match we'll talk about, but we didn't see him after that, and I just pray that it's at most 2-3 week injury. I hope he doesn't have to give up the money in the bank, and that's all I got to say on the matter. What do you have?
I was really enjoying the match. It was a match that I had told you I really wanted LA Knight to win, but again, I was like, oh, Seth was wrestling as if All In was today.
Mm-hmm.
And even the sequence he got hurt, it was like the springboard swanton, and then he was going to do a moonsault.
Mm-hmm.
And then LA Knight moved, and it didn't even look awkward. The landing didn't look awkward. And Seth's facial expression, he wasn't wincing. And I was like, But because he kind of faked an injury against Penta, I was like, oh, he's just doing heelish things. And then he just continued to sit down. And I'm like, this is taking mad long.
Yeah.
And then, as you had told me, they never threw up the X.
No, they
So I'm
didn't.
like, but I'm like, just the whole flow is like completely derailed. And I think instead of having it be a no contest, probably called an audible to have LA Knight hit the BFT and end the match. But you could even see that LA Knight was visibly upset.
Yeah.
Because he probably felt like now, like we were cooking, and it's like it had to end like this. Like, my dance partner in the ring got hurt, and it's like, I hate when this happens. And we all did. And the problem is that with wrestling, we find out later if it's real or not.
Yeah.
But it really hurt. And again, we just pray that Seth Rollins is able to come back. Another, again, we would feel this way if it was anybody on the roster.
Honestly, we would.
But when you have someone who is in essentially multiple storylines, he's the briefcase holder. He has this thing with LA Knight. He has a thing with the world title. He has a thing with Punk. He has his faction that he's leading. Roman, because his name keeps getting dropped. Penta, like you name it. Almost like too many. Sammy, Jey Uso, like might as well name everybody.
Everybody, right? Every face.
And it started, and this really just seems like what we just dealt with Liv.
Yeah.
She had Nikki Bella. She was in a tag team. She wanted Io, and it's like, man. So listen, praying for them, and like you said, hopefully it's just a hyper extended knee. But green shirt guy, who was front row, had recorded, and Seth Rollins maybe just in the moment had dropped some expletives.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, time will tell.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it just felt like, and I mean, the silver lining is that wasn't the main event, because God forbid that was like they didn't have like a Goldberg retirement and that was the main event, and they were anticipating maybe a Roman Reigns return, or
a Punk interference,
like something of that sort, and then all of a sudden it just goes down to that, and it just sucks. Like it just really was not great, and I just felt like, well, I was holding on to hope that maybe it was a work, but then once the next match happened, which was Gunther and Goldberg, and he didn't show up, I was just like, damn, now it's real. It's a real injury, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll finish it off with Gunther and Goldberg. Honestly, this was after the Seth thing. This made me feel a bit better, where now you're in the moment of Goldberg is retiring. Gunther comes out, Gunther gets the boos, and some people are cheering for Gunther. But everybody honestly was there for getting ready for the Goldberg chance. Obviously that's also why I don't have a voice too, because most recently doing Goldberg. If you watch videos, I was next to the shooting star, just yelling my brains out about Goldberg. We watched the entrance. He was accompanied by all friends, family, his son, obviously. Walk into the ring. You felt it. The sparklies, the pyro, all that was just what we needed. It was the last Bill Goldberg match. And I you know what? The match went longer than what we expected, because honestly, we were saying max 10. I was saying 5. You were being nicer and say, I'll give them 10 roughly.
Yeah.
It was 15 minutes. And I do like also, side note, I won the bet, but we'll talk about that later. But I just felt like the match was I'm going to say this, and then maybe I need to go back, but I felt like this was probably Bill Goldberg's longest match, or at least his longest match since maybe '04 when he was doing the Brock Lesnar thing. But I don't even think he had a long match with Brock Lesnar in '04 or '03 or '04. Like, it was very much a psychological match where, Goldberg, tries to spear Gunther. He runs into the barricade. He's limping, comes out. Gunther is making fun of him limping. He takes off his knee brace. He's mocking his son. It was a very psychological match. And, for his last match, we were talking about this before about going off on your shield. He went off on his shield in this last match. Now he got choked out, but I mean, it is what it is. I would rather him got pinned. I would rather have been a pin and then him kick out, and then Gunther does like the whole go crazy, double power bomb, T-Rex kick, all that. Then like him being choked out at the end. That wasn't my favorite ending. I'm never a fan of like that ending, truth be told. But we don't know why it had to end like that. Maybe Seth Rollins had to, the unfortunate Seth Rollins injury had to deal, was a byproduct of that. But the speech at the end by Bill Goldberg was amazing. Basically just saying like treat people how you want to be treated, and enjoy this ride, enjoy life, honestly. Because I think when he was saying it's been one hell of a ride, I think he was really saying, bro, like I've been living, and I'm gonna keep living, and I'm just gonna keep enjoying life. And that's really what people need to start doing now. Just enjoy life, enjoy being around people, be nice to people, treat people the way you want to be treated, obviously. And he deserved his flowers at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I have a thing for entrances.
Of course.
It was perfect. It was old school. Goldberg hits time, comes through, has his entourage. Everything was it's just one of those things where like, yo, I'm really watching this in person.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the match, it gave the big fight feel for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had said that I saw this match going 10 minutes, it was essentially because it was his last match. And I don't think that a 2, 3, 4 minute match, win or lose, would have that's just not a career ending match to me.
Facts.
You and as I was saying in the previous video, like you want to kind of just drag things out a little bit because it's your last time, getting slammed. It's your last time combating. It's your last time going up the steps, hitting the ropes, all that stuff. I told you this in person. I was like, I absolutely love this match. It made this, first of all, this match made Goldberg seem human, but the psychology was really, really good. You would have times where Goldberg no-sold.
Chop, the first chop.
And he laughed, and I just found that so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And, you had to beat him up a little bit more, so then when you chopped him again, he felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Working on the knee made sense because it slows him down trying to spear and affects his vertical base trying to do a jackhammer. So I thought that was smart.
Mm-hmm.
What I also liked is that Gunther was not intimidated by the fact this was a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther was Gunther throughout the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
He was a troll. This was a very physical match. And I would say they both kind of got offense in because even when Gunther was attacking him, Goldberg would come back with strikes until there was like a kick to the midsection or something. So for me, I was very happy that the match went over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I do believe that they had to call an audible since Seth got hurt because The referee didn't need to get hurt. Now, Charles Robinson, you are the GOAT. It used
The
to
go
be
Charles Robinson,
it,
obviously.
it used to be Earl Hebner to me, but Charles Robinson, you are the GOAT. The video of him getting speared by a very in shape 58-year-old Goldberg
Mhm,
is also on our For the Love of Wrestling Instagram story.
mhm,
Um, and it felt like that was the time where shenanigans were supposed to happen.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
then you need to tell me that the only foul play that occurred was Gunther removing his knee brace and just like beating him with it. And then going to his son, irking him, having security hold back his son. Listen, they did the best they could.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna crucify them for it. I did not like how the match ended either.
Hmm.
It just felt like that was it. Like you had nothing more. And this was not one of those cases where I could say, oh, well, Goldberg didn't tap out, he passed out. It was more so like Goldberg doesn't get choked out.
Hmm.
It just doesn't seem real.
It doesn't.
But, you know, it is what it is. He lost. There was no cash in, there was no surprise victory. He did go out still looking strong. I think
Hmm.
people will respect him for the fact that they're like, huh, this was a match.
You're right.
And honestly, I think the last time that you had a Goldberg match that lasted this long was maybe his rivalry with Triple H
Mhm.
back with the Evolution days.
Right.
But it was a good send off, and again, I have the full speech recorded because I think after the first like minute or two, they went off the air. So if that's something that the people would like to see, I could also post that on our page as well. But
Hmm.
I enjoyed the match because I did not have high expectations, but I'm also happy that it was not 5 minutes and under. I would
Yeah.
have been upset with that for sure.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. So that's basically Saturday Night Main Event in a nutshell. We are going to be at Evolution tomorrow, so we have to, you know, treat our voices really well. We got to drink the tea and the honey and the cough drops and just make sure that we preserve our voices because tomorrow I feel like it's going to, or later today, I guess because it's 12 o'clock right now, but
Mhm.
it's midnight. But it's going to be a banger. I do think that this is going to. I do not think that Evolution is going to fail because of the women. I do think that the only way this quote unquote fails, maybe by viewership or whatever, is because TKO and WWE did not make the storylines. You know, they rushed the storylines, and because of Live and all that. But you are a multi-billion-dollar company. You should know better than to have all your eggs in one basket. It could have been, God forbid, it could have been Jay Cargill, or God forbid, it could have been Raquel Rodriguez, or it could have been, you know, Io Sky or Rhea Ripley. Then what do you got to do? You have to always have, you know, a safe option, like an option to where, like, if this happens, it's Doomsday option. If this happens, then I need to do this. But like I said, I think the women are going to cook later today, and I'm excited. I'm also tired because I'm ready to go to sleep. I know Shooting Star is ready to take it down as well. So, any last words? My last words is basically, like I said, like Goldberg says, love each other. And I'm going to love tomorrow because I love wrestling, because it's always for the love of wrestling.
Right. Final words. I'll try to be brief. Um, I think even despite Seth getting hurt, I don't think that, at least from what I've been seeing, I don't think that WWE would have been able to successfully just steal Saturday away. wrestling wise, I think
Right.
AEW really did deliver.
Right.
I am not gonna get into the TKO stuff,
Mhm.
not tonight. I also wanted to point out that, you know, it's still a successful weekend. It's still a lot of fun. What we didn't mention is that we also took part in meet and greets
Yeah, we did.
today, which is also posted on
Nice.
our Instagram page.
Yep.
I know you have another special meet and greet tomorrow, which I know that, well, today, that you're looking forward to. So I'm really happy that you get to experience that. And then in terms of just pre-Evolution 2, at this point, I think especially because we're going to be there, I'm not thinking about the storylines anymore.
Mm.
At this point, it's just the wrestling.
Yeah, agreed.
If the matches are amazing, let's just say just 5 out of 7. If the matches are bangers, I'm gonna leave with a gigantic smile on my face.
As we should, yeah.
And that's it. Can't wait.
Can't wait indeed. So that is it. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. This is Flex signing off.
Shooting Star taking off.
See y'all later.
See y'all later.